I don't think I realized this till the end of the show, that Don likes strangers. Don likes winning strangers over. He likes seducing strangers.
Right.
And that is what advertising is. You're going to walk down the side of the road, and now we know each other. And once you get to know him, he doesn't like you. He does not, we all know people like this.
Right, absolutely.
But
it's scary because you kind of like them and you realize I shouldn't get too close because it's going to turn.
It's going to turn once they feel exposed. And I think that's why he married Megan over Faye.
Right.
But those feelings about himself that he clearly, tells Peggy, don't just move forward.
Right.
Like, that is his philosophy of life.
Yeah.
It's that great song in the Book of Mormon, just press it down, right? And Don is just ignoring this stuff. And it keeps bubbling up.
Right.
It keeps bubbling up. A lot of his, what we would now call self-medication, drunkenness, whatever, womanizing, is to avoid those feelings. I do believe that it's almost like, like you could draw like one of those Sigmund Freud charts of the brain. Like you press down here and it'll come up here.
Whack-a-mole.
Whack-a-mole, exactly.
But he is becoming more integrated. And in a way, that's also what makes it all the more hard for him to bear the pain of it. Because he is developing attachments and relationships and having to revisit things and not being able to push it down.
I felt like season 6,
Yeah.
he marries Megan in season 5, at the end of season 4. They're married. He is in a romantic fantasy. It's the second marriage. But we really wanted to show that after the Are You Alone at the end of, after he helped Megan with her independence, that when he came back and we're doing 1968 and America's id, the world's id is on display, that Don would basically, we'd find out he was cheating on his wife again, his new wife, his young, beautiful, everything he ran away from home for wife, and that he says at the end of it, I don't want to do this anymore.
Right.
And eventually gets caught by his daughter because he can't stop. He's just like loses control of his business, and eventually gets fired. And so this whole last season, and I can say this now, was what I think, it's almost a cliche about the end of the 60s, but was the idea that the revolution failed in some way.
Right.
And it's time to deal with what you can control, which is yourself, this turning inward. And the fact that Is That All There Is, the most existential pop song in history,
Exactly, right.
is a huge hit in 1969, and I mean huge. No one can claim it's like for old people or anything. Everybody loves that song, and they don't know why. It's pretty bleak.
Right.
Told me I'm right. Everybody is feeling this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired of that. They killed Martin Luther King, Bobby Kennedy within months of each other, the Democratic Convention, like all of it. And there's Richard Nixon back there, like Napoleon at the end of the French Revolution. Everything's going to be okay. We're going to get out of the war. Lies, whatever else going on, people are just turn off from it. And so this journey has been Don having all of his material needs met. Mm-hmm. He's one of the richest people that, it's a 0.5% back then. Right. It's not even 1%.
Right.
And what else is there? Well, we try to do this journey towards turning inward for everybody. Like, you got to manage what you have control over. And he stripped it all away, I think. That was the idea. That was what we tried to do.